Hey everyone, welcome to the video. We're going to get started here in just about 3 minutes. We're gonna be talking a lot about Bitcoin today, but yes, we're going to start here in just a couple minutes. So hang tight, and we'll get going here in just a moment. All right, thanks for joining everyone. Again, we're going to get started here in just a minute or two. Again, we're going to be discussing Bitcoin. I'm going to talk a little bit about alts, which I know a lot of you are very interested in now that Bitcoin has had a major correction. So we're going to talk a little bit about those guys. Um, but yeah, no, this looks really interesting. So we'll get started here in about 1 minute. We'll get started. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I see we've already got a number of people that are on the video. So we're going to be discussing Bitcoin. We're going to discuss alts. I want to take a look at the S&P 500 as well. And before I get any of this, of course, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I'm just giving my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and take a look at this and see what we've got going on here. I think we've got a major correction, of course. I mean, it's kind of obvious. We've got a major correction underway right now. So let's take a look at the chart. I've got a few different things on here that I want to pay attention to, but let's talk for just a moment. Again, we like to focus on the Discord on Elliott Wave. We like to focus on the Discord on high probability setups, and I think we've reached that. And so let me just discuss all of the different things that we have going into Confluence here. All right, so first off, we flew through the 618, and what I'm doing, I'm measuring from this dominant pivot down here. This big wick down here is important, right? So this wick down here is very important to me. And so I believe we've got our nice 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, A, B, C into the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish wave 5. From here, I think we've got a complex corrections, maybe still underway, but this looks pretty good. All right, so first off, we would look for the 618, which we had a good bounce there, but we got it rejected. We came down to the 786. This is that next area. This is the area that's really important to hold. Okay, guys, right here at 30,317, we should not see an hourly close below that. If we do, that's probably not good if we find ourselves down here again, because then we're going to be looking for 29,000. That'd be the 887. That's your last line of defense. If we break down below the 887, we're going to break this low down here, which is really important. I mean, honestly, that on an hourly basis, almost the most volume that we have seen if you don't take into account this guy all the way up here. A lot of volume up here as well. You could see this as distribution and absorption, distribution and absorption. And then of course we are seeing some distribution on the way down, but it's not on as much volume, right? So you can see we had, some sideways action, but the volume kind of dipped, right? You can see this moving average here, the volume dipped. But right now, this is, in my opinion, one of the best times to be buying so far this year. And I know that sounds easy for me to say. I'm not afraid down here. I got rid of some of my alt exposure. It was around up here. Obviously, I didn't get the top. I mean, people don't usually get the top unless you happen to sell at 42,000. But at any rate, I thought we were going to go to 45 before we pulled down. Obviously, we did pull. I'm looking to get into some long positions down here. Okay, long positions down here. I mean, obviously that 786 would have been ideal at 30,317, 30,318. But this is the area. Now we need to get above this red box, because we've got some support, which should be resistance. We have support, which should be resistance. So we got to get above this red box. If we can get back above this, then I actually think we're going to see, see some more upward price action. Even if it is corrective, I think we correct this entire move. Okay. I know the chart looks a little funny, so we've got a lot on here. So I'm going to remove this guy. So again, keeping in mind we have this low to this high, I'm going to move it all the way over here to the right, just to kind of keep things clean over here on this price action. Keeping in mind that 786 is right here. I'm just going to go ahead and mark it. This is our 786. I'm going to get as close as I can, put my marker right there. That is where we fell to. So I'm going to remove this guy now. All right. So that level is a 786. That's important. Okay, that's important for us right now. Honestly, that is the level to watch right there. If we break down below that, we're going to go a little bit lower. But the daily, right? So we don't usually talk about the daily. That has to get back above 33,000. The daily has to close above 33,000. And if it doesn't, then we are kind of in danger for a bullish bias. Like, yeah, I mean, the price could still bounce back. But I'm talking about closing above 33,000 to continue to see higher prices above 42. We gotta see that. But what did we see here? Okay, so, in my opinion, what we saw here was from up here, a 1, 2, and I thought this was the 3 going up for the 4, and then we go down for the 5. That to me was the most reasonable explanation for what happened. Only thing I don't like is the time it took to complete the 2 and the time I put in here for the 4 doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Which leads me to believe this could be the 3, then we could be going up for the 4, and then we go down for the 5. Let's work out both of these scenarios. This green is our bullish scenario. Let's put a red here. This is going to be our bearish scenario. All right, so we've still got the 1, then we've got the 2, and then down here, the 3, we go up for the 4, we come down for the 5. Where does the 5 go? We're going to look at the 887. All right, so I'm going to change the color of this because this is going to be our bearish scenario. We've got 2 scenarios here that we're watching. I'm going to see if I can line these guys up as close as I can so that it looks like they are kind of tied to each other. Okay, again, we hit that 2618, bounced off of it. We hit this 3618, we bounced off of it. Not as much though. But I do think that we've got 20K on the 5. 20K on the 5. I mean, we could go lower. I don't think we will go lower than, even here at 26.8. It's still possible that we go actually, let's see, that's the 3, 4. We hit that target for the 5. I mean, I guess it's possible we go lower, but what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at a bounce. I think we're going to end up going higher. So let me clear this guy out of here. I'm actually going to clear this guy out of here for right now because I think what we're going to do is we're going to correct this whole move. I mean, keep in mind what we have done so far. Let's get the price range on here, get ourselves from the top to the bottom here. We've seen a 28% correction on Bitcoin. Right? Everybody says the 30% is common. Well, 30% takes us to 29,500. Okay. So, I mean, do we go down to 20K? Maybe. A big one-day order block at 27.7. If there's a big order block at 27.7, I mean, either it's going to get front ran, which is very possible, or it could just fly through it. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I don't really pay too much attention to order blocks. I think from a standpoint on the technical movements, I do think that more than likely we are getting very close. That 27.7 is going to be, I mean, actually, it's right at the bottom of this wick. So I don't think that we visit that, and maybe we do, but I don't think we will. I'm very interested in 30,300 holding. Could be that we wick down a little bit further, but I really think the day has to close above 33. That is super important for me, that the day closes above 33. Could be that there's a big order block down there. It could be that hits, but also if you're on our Discord server, you know that we pay attention to the waves. And right now, Waves is saying to buy. Let's just talk about all of the different times in the past Waves has said to buy. Okay, let's just go back. Right here, Waves said to buy at 17,870. We bounced, we came back down, and then we went, obviously, we went up. Said to buy there. Okay, we had another buy. Right here, we had a buy at 16,622. We did have a buy here. It moved sideways and eventually rolled over to the bigger buy. Let's keep going back. When was another time Waves has said to buy? Let's just keep going back. And right here. Right here, Waves said to buy at $10,300. We don't get very many times that our Waves indicator says to buy. Another time said to buy was right here at 10,152. It's somewhere in this range, said to buy. Okay, I can keep going back, see if we can find other areas where Waves has said to buy. Here's another one right here, right there at 9,000, right at 9,000, good place to buy. Right here at 9,100, 9,050, good place to buy. So give it some time, but this looks like a good place to try a buy. Give yourself some leeway, give yourself some room to breathe. This could still go down a little bit. We're not out of the woods yet, but this looks like a decent place to buy. Let's look at some alts. Lumens versus Tether. We haven't seen a green indicator on the waves since all the way back here at 12.5 cents. All right. We had a buy signal here at 13 cents. We had a buy signal here at 12.5 cents. Another buy signal here at 12.5. Another signal here, 12.5. This was a major signal to buy. And let me just tell you why. Not only did we have the 1 hour and the 3 hour, but we had the 12 hour down there as well. Great place to buy. Right now, it's not as strong because that 12 hour is still trending down. It's probably going to be similar to what we see right here. So we're going to see this, maybe a little upward and downward. Give that 12 hour some time to reset. Let him go down. But really, you're talking about this kind of going up and down and then buying about where we're at right now before the price goes back up. Okay, so Lumens looks okay. Lumens looks okay to me. Let's look at Cardano. What does Cardano look like? Again, we got the 1 hour and the 3 hour all down here at the same time. This looks okay to buy. This looks okay to buy for a bounce. All right, let's measure Cardano here really quick. I like this, right? I've been waiting for setups like this to be presented to me, and now that we've got it, I have to take action on them. There, it got to the 1, 2, 3, 6. If we get down to 21 cents, then yeah, I think we're going to get a little bounce and we're going to go lower. But for right now, this looks like a good place to buy. Heck, let's take a look at some shit coins. Holochain versus Tether. What does that guy look like? It looks awful, but the waves looks good. When has Waves said to buy Holochain? Down here at 55 to 5,700. Right here, said to buy at 7,100 to 7,300. Now it's saying to buy again. And again, the price is probably going to push down a little bit more. You could probably get a little better price, but scale in, folks. Scale in because this looks like a good place to be trying. Manage your risk appropriately. I can take a look at XLM BTC. I bet it is pretty stable. We've been watching XLM versus Bitcoin, and yes, it has. So this trade did get stopped out that we were talking about all the way back here. It went up, it got rejected there at the 236. So Lumens could come down to 608. It could. I think that would be a little extreme for it to come down here. But again, you know, I've red boxed this because this was where the 1 hour and the 3 hours saying to buy. All right, so yeah, I mean, it does look pretty stable. I think it looks pretty good. If you're going to be buying Lumens versus Bitcoin, I would say to stop loss here around 670. Not a whole lot of risk there. All right, so let's just kind of let's redraw this P&L based on the current scenario, putting in a long position. Let's just do it right at market price right here. Stop loss at the low right there. That's only 4%. And you could probably get a better price. You could probably get a better price. Pull this guy down here and let's see what our upside target is going to be for lumens. I mean, you could take this guy easily up to the 50 or the 618. You could try and pull 27 to 35%. Now, keep in mind, Bitcoin has been dropping substantially, but lumens is just chilling out. It's just chilling out here. So I would say until it takes down that low from back on January 10th, that was yesterday, I'd say we're probably okay on lumens. Again, lumens versus tether. I mean, that still looks fine. GRT, let's take a look at, is there a GRT versus tether? Let's look at this guy. I mean, this looks like capitulation, which is really good. I would say GRT looks pretty good as well. You got to maintain a stop loss at this low, because if you're going to try and play a big red sell-off like this, you got to keep your stop loss somewhere that is, that's worthwhile. So buying down here, let's just figure it out. It looks like it's going to be about 8%, 7%. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. Taking a look at GRT versus Tether. Let's see what we, oh geez, okay. I didn't realize that this one was so new from just mid-December. Yeah, I hate trying to figure out what the price action was doing right at the open. So let me just do it this way. I'm going to ignore that first candle. I'm going to take it from here, move ourselves up to there, and it looks to me like, let me get off of log, 618. Let's put some other fibs on here. Let's put the 786 and the 887 on this guy. Actually, it's right at the 786 as we speak. So yeah, GRT looks good. I do like GRT. So this is fine. I think this looks fine. Down here at the 786, yeah, if you get an hourly close below that 24.5 cents, maybe get a little scared, but yeah, keep that stop loss down there at 23.31 cents. I think it probably will work out. So yeah, no, this looks okay. This looks all right. So here's the bottom line. One, I'm not afraid to buy down here, and I don't think you should be either. You need to capitalize on fear, and a lot of people are afraid. But this can be a dangerous game buying down here. Therefore, I would suggest that you increase your risk management and manage your risk appropriately when you've got opportunities like this, because what you're doing is you're catching a falling knife. But you're starting to show signs that things are starting to bounce. My indicator is indicating, I mean, I wouldn't look at GRT on the indicator. You need to look at a well-established asset before you start to use the waves indicator. But the waves indicator, especially on Bitcoin, is supporting a bounce, supporting a move to the upside. So capitalize on that. Don't try and be a hero and just catch the bottom and just hold forever, but keep good risk, manage your risk, and let the market give you what it wants to give you. GRT does look okay to me. Lumens looks okay to me. VeChain looks okay to me. I was looking at this with one of our members. VeChain looks like it's starting to bounce already. These are all in buy zones, right? Buy, and then you got to stop loss, because here, let me tell you why we stop loss. Because you could get into a scenario that is just like this. We had the buy signal right here, stop loss right there. We got stopped, and it's a good thing because it went down. Okay, so you have to be careful when you're trying to catch a falling knife. And that's exactly what's going on here. What I want to see on something that's doing this, honestly, if this is capitulation, I need to see a bounce back up here, a little bit of chop, and then back up. We need to see this. We need to see ourselves retake this guy, then we're going to get some resistance here. This is where we're going to bounce, and then we're going to move up to the next level, which is going to be right there. We had support, we had resistance. We had support, we should see resistance, right? Just like right here, we had support, we had resistance, we should still see resistance there. But buying down here, our support zone, so if you're talking about buying VeChain, you could probably get closer to 0.018 if I had to guess. We're starting to see some accelerated volume. Take a look down here. We're starting to see some accelerating volume. Last hour had more volume than we've had since all the way back here. All the way back here on January 3rd. There was more volume last hour than since January 3rd. Okay? Which leads me to believe that we are entering a capitulation phase in some alts. I want to capitalize off of them, and I want to try and help you do the same. So this looks okay. All right. I'm going to flip over into traditional markets, but I see we've got a good group of people here. There is a link in the video description to join our Discord if that's something that you are interested in. We'd love to have you there. So let's go ahead and take a look at our ES chart. This looks good, guys. The S&P 500 looks really good here. All right, so we hit our upside target. We got in between the 1618 and the 175. So that's our wave 3 right there. We hit that target. 1, 2, 3. Then we, I believe, either hit the 4 or we're going to go for the 4 at some point down here at 37.71. It would make a heck of a lot of sense for us to come down here. If I had to guess, it's probably going to happen tomorrow. Max Pain on SPY today is, what did we say that was? 379? So we're probably just going to hover here today. Tomorrow, I think, is probably going to be red. I think we're probably going to come down here to 377. Remember, again, keep in mind that we were talking about this guy right here at 377, the top of this. We would expect this to now be support. We've seen it once, we've seen it twice. We'll see if we go down there again to clear out some of these stops that are more than likely sitting here. But S&P looks fine. The hourly looks like it's bouncing. Let that 3 hour, and the daily still looks, it looks okay. Looks okay. I'm not afraid to continue to buy equities down here though. Equities still look fine to me. So my area that I am interested in getting out of all equities and just looking at short positions. Let me see if I can find that for you guys and just kind of let you know where that level is right now on the ES chart. So right now we're sitting at 3801, sitting at 3801. The level that's important to me, again, we're talking about a daily closure. The level that is important to me on the daily is going to be at about 37.27. 37.27 is all the way down here, below the 65. We're not going to get down there, I don't think. This red box is going to have too much demand. We're going to push ourselves up into supply, which again, we're looking at 390. Let me just fix this guy. We're looking at 390, but this looks okay, you guys. This looks fine. This looks fine. I think that today we're probably just gonna hover here. Tomorrow's probably going to be red. I might not buy any equities today. I may wait until tomorrow to do that. But this is looking pretty good to me. This looks pretty good to be buying. Bitcoin has actually increased in value since I started this video, so I can't complain too much about that. We've been here for 23 minutes. Bitcoin has increased in value. So I'm pretty happy with the way that the market looks right now. Again, there's going to be some chop. You can scale in, right? I'm not saying buy right now. I'm saying that you can probably scale in, and you could probably get some decent entries, probably better than what the prices are right now. But things look okay. Things look okay. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you right now. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. It was great to have a crowd here today. If this video did help in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, enable the alerts, join our Discord. The link is in the video description. We'd love to have you there. And, of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night,